AL Central Division, while the Rays are in last place in the AL East. The Chicago White Sox pitched well, allowing 3 hits as they beat the visiting Red Sox 6-4. As of today, the White Sox sit in last place in the American League Central Division, and the Red Sox sit in second place in the American League East Division. Josh Edgin won his 4th game thus far as the Orioles grabbed the victory over the Astros 6-3. Right now, the Astros sit in 3rd place in the American League West Division, while the Orioles are in 4th place in the AL East. The Toronto Blue Jays completed a short 2-game sweep as they took down the Nationals in Washington 5-3. Heading into today, the Nationals sit atop the NL East, while the Blue Jays sit in 1st place in the American League Eastern Division. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim earned the 4-game series sweep as they took down the Tigers in Detroit 7-3. At the moment, the Tigers sit in 4th. TGIF, and welcome to Inside the Show. Looking first at the American League East, Billy Burns had 3 hits on the day, leading the Rays past the Twins 3-2. He is currently riding a 12-game hitting streak. As of today, the Rays sit in last place in the American League East Division, and the Twins sit in 3rd place in the American League Central. The It's Monday morning and welcome to Inside the Show. Starting in the AL East, the Tampa Bay Rays held their opponent to just 2 hits as they sank the visiting Buccos 5-0. Looking at the standings, the Rays sit in 4th place in the American League East Division, while the Pirates are in 2nd place in the NL Central. The Blue Jays cracked 14 hits overall as they took down the visiting Orioles 7-1. Right now, the Blue Jays are in 2nd place in the AL East, and the Orioles are in 4th place in the AL East. The Yankees picked up, 19 hits in this one as they dismantled the White Sox 14-6. That now makes 8 straight wins for the team. At the moment, the White Sox are in last place in the AL Central, and the Yankees are leading the American League East. Rougned Odor was a force at the plate, driving in 3 runs, leading Texas to a victory over the Red Sox 10-7. Heading into today, the Rangers sit in 4th place in the American League West. Welcome to Inside the Show. It's the wild day that is the trade deadline. Looking first at the American League East, the Boston Red Sox allowed only 5 hits as they beat the visiting Rays 2-1. Colton Wong was fantastic at the plate, collecting 5 hits as the Cardinals flew past the Orioles 11-1. It was their 7th win in a row. The Houston Astros pitched well, allowing 3 hits as they took down the Yankees in the Bronx 3-0. The Angels put together 10 hits total as they blew out the Jays 7-1. The Chicago White Sox snapped their 5-game losing streak as they got the extra inning victory against the Indians 3-2. Elvis Andrus had an outstanding day, driving in 5 on 3 hits as the Rangers pushed past the Twins 8-2. He has now hit safely in 7 straight games. The Oakland Athletics got 12 hits in this one as they defeated the visiting Fightin' Phils 4-3. It was their 5th straight victory. In more news from Philadelphia, catcher Logan Moore is currently listed as day-to-day. He's dealing with a strained tricep. The Atlanta Braves combined for 10 hits as a team as they nabbed the win against the visiting Cubs 6-3. The Seattle Mariners knocked out 10 hits as a team as they took down the Nationals in Washington 2-0. The Brewers got together to allow 4 hits as they defeated the visiting Giants 4-2. The Pittsburgh Pirates allowed 5 hits in the game as they grabbed the win against the visiting Royals 5-4. The Diamondbacks combined for a 4-hitter as they defeated the visiting Tigers 6-2. The Colorado Rockies combined for 4 total home runs as they walked off to an extra inning win against the Marlins 8-4. The Los Angeles Dodgers only allowed 2 hits in the game as they grabbed the win against the visiting Reds 3-0. The Metropolitans launched 3 home runs as they grabbed a victory over the Padres at Petco Park 6-1. Also in Mets news, catcher Travis d'Arnaud is listed as day-to-day, but is not expected to see any time on the DL. He's dealing with a strained tricep. And that's the show. The trade deadline is only hours away, so don't forget to check in tomorrow for a full recap of the day's events. Hello there, baseball fans. Let's recap what went down around the league on Wednesday. Starting in the AL East, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim completed a 3-game series sweep as they destroyed the Rays 9-2. They now have 6 straight victories. The Toronto Blue Jays had 12 hits as a team as they got the best of the Brewers at home 8-7. The New York Yankees swung it well with 15 hits in this one as they got the win, crushing the Red Sox 8-2. In other Red Sox news, left Good morning and happy Friday, baseball fans. Let's jump right in. Here's what's happening around Major League Baseball. The Washington Nationals bested the visiting Indians 7-4. Happy Saturday morning to you. Here's the news and results from Friday. Looking first at the American League East, the Minnesota Twins beat the visiting Rays 2-1. In more news from Tampa Bay, relief pitcher Rob Knapp has been recalled from the major leagues from AAA. Josh Donaldson had a day to remember, amassing an impressive 7 RBIs at the plate, helping lead the Blue Jays over the Yankees 8-2. The Red Sox totaled 13 hits as a team as they beat the O's in Baltimore 9-8. The Cleveland Indians took down the Tigers in Detroit 7-2. Tyler Skaggs got the win, throwing 8 innings, allowing 1 earned run, helping the Halos defeat the Rangers 7-1. The White Sox total 11 hits as they defeated the A's in Oakland 8-1. The Astros cracked 16 hits on the day as they bested the Mariners in Safeco Field 10-6. They now have 5 straight wins. The Braves hit 3 long balls as they got the best of the visiting Mets 3-2. The Marlins shortstop, number 81, launched 2 home runs and added 5 RBIs to his total, helping the Marlins take care of the Phillies 6-0. The Chicago Good Thursday morning to you, Show Nation. Let's jump right into Wednesday's baseball action. Looking first at the American League East, the Yankees smacked 15 team hits as they took down the Rays in St. Petersburg 7-1. The St. Louis Cardinals amassed 14 hits in the game as they took down the Red Sox on the road 10-0. Adam Jones blasted 4 home runs. Hello there, baseball fans. Let's recap what went down around the league on Wednesday. Looking first at the American League East, J.D. Martinez drove in an impressive 5 with 2 home runs, helping lead the Red Sox to a win over the Rays 14-4. The Baltimore Orioles dropped 4 home runs in this one as they stole a victory in extra innings over the Twins 6-5. The Blue Jays cracked 14 hits overall as they cruised to the win against the Tigers 13-2. The New York Yankees launched 3 home runs as they defeated the Pirates at PNC Park 8-5. In other Yankees news, shortstop Trey Turner will be out of TGIF, and welcome to Inside the Show. Starting in the AL East, the Tampa Bay Rays put together 10 hits total as they got the extra inning victory over the Blue Jays 4-3. Looking at the standings, the Rays are in last place in the AL East, and the Blue Jays are in 3rd place in the AL East. The Boston Red Sox held their opponent to just 2 hits as they got past the Reds in Cincinnati 3-1. Right now, the Reds sit in 3rd place in the National League Central Division, while the Red Sox sit in 4th place in the American League East Division. The Kansas City Royals finished off a 3-game sweep as they grabbed the win against the visiting Athletics 10. Hi, I'm Justin Allegri, and this is your Wednesday edition of Inside the Show. Looking first at the American League East, the Yankees knocked out 12 hits as a team as they defeated the Rays in extra innings 3-2. The Toronto Blue Jays amassed an impressive 6 home runs in the game as they beat the visiting Red Sox 9-6. The New York Mets finished off a 2-game sweep as they took down the visiting Orioles 1-0. The Chicago White Sox allowed only 5 hits as they defeated the visiting Tigers 6-1. The Texas Rangers combined for 10 hits as a team as they beat the Tribe in Cleveland 6-4. The win was their 6th straight as a team. The Royals combined to allow only 4 hits as they defeated the Twins in the Twin Cities 6-0. The Angels combined to give up just 5 hits as they defeated the A's in Oakland 2-0. The Houston Astros amassed 14 hits in the game as they took down the visiting Mariners 13-9. The Nationals got together to allow 4 hits as they took down the visiting Braves 2-1. The Dodgers allowed 5 hits in the game as they got the best of the Phillies in Citizens Bank Park 4-1. It was their 7th straight victory. The Cardinals sent 3 balls into the seats as they were winners in extra innings over the Reds 4-3. The Milwaukee Brewers allowed only 5 hits as they beat the visiting Marlins 4-3. The Cubbies swung it well with 15 hits in this one as they got the win after some free baseball against the Pirates 8-6. The D-backs combined to give up just 5 hits as they bested the visiting Padres 4-2. A.J. Ramos grabbed his 2nd win of the year, leading the Rockies to a win over the Giants 4-3. Thanks for joining me. That's all for today. Same place, same time tomorrow. Enjoy the games. Happy Friday, baseball fans. Welcome to Inside the Show. Looking first at the American League East, the St. Louis Cardinals allowed 5 hits in the game as they beat the visiting Rays 2-0. At the moment, the Cardinals sit in last place in the National League Central Division, and the Rays sit in last place in the American League. Hello there, baseball fans. Let's recap what went down around the league on Wednesday. Looking first at the American League East, Luis Torres collected a total of 4 driven in as the Rays got a win against Cincinnati 5-3. The Orioles knocked out 10 hits as a team as they dethroned the Royals 8-0. Greg Holland collected win number 2 on the year, leading the Twins to the win over the Yankees 3-2. In other Twins news, starting pitcher Jake Odorizzi is listed as day-to-day, but is not expected to see any time on the DL. He is said to be dealing with shoulder inflammation. Daniel Murphy plated 5 on the day with 2 big flies, leading the Nationals to a win against the Red Sox 7-6. He is currently among the NL leaders in batting average. David Peralta drove home 3 runs as the Bluebirds took down the White Sox 6-2. TGIF, and welcome to Inside the Show. Looking first at the American League East, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim got 12 hits in this one as they took down the Rays in St. Petersburg 5-2. Heading into today, the Rays are in last place in the AL East, while the Angels sit in second place in the American League West. D. Gordon was clutch at the plate with 3 RBIs as the Mariners took down the Orioles 5-3. He is It's Monday morning and welcome to Inside the Show. Looking first at the American League East, the Mariners cracked 14 hits overall as they defeated the Rays in extra innings 6-4. As of today, the Rays are in 4th place in the AL East, and the Mariners are in 4th place in the AL West. The Baltimore Orioles brought out the brooms in a 3-game sweep as they defeated the visiting Yankees 6-3. Right now, the Orioles sit in 4th place in the American League. The beginning of the work week and welcome to Inside the Show. Looking first at the American League East, the Blue Jays got 11 overall hits as they took down the Rays in St. Petersburg 6-2. At the moment, the Rays are in 4th place in the AL East, while the Blue Jays sit in 3rd place in the American League East Division. The New York Yankees hit 3 long balls as they got the best of the Brewers at home 6-2. Looking at the standings, the Yankees sit in 1st place in the American League East Division, and the Brewers are in 3rd place in the NL Central. The Twins finished off a 3-game sweep as they got the victory in extra innings over the Red Sox 7-5. Heading into today, the Twins are in 2nd place in the AL Central, and the Red Sox sit in 2nd place in the American League East Division. Freddie Freeman collected a total of 4 hits in the game as the Orioles defeated the Mariners 4-2. He is currently among the AL leaders in on-base percentage. As of today, the Mariners sit in 4th place. The trade deadline looms large. Welcome to Inside the Show. Looking first at the American League East, the Tampa Bay Rays stopped their 6-game losing streak as they got a win over the Astros in Houston, 6-2. The Red Sox had 12 hits as a team as they were winners over the visiting Rangers, 8-3. The Pirates combined for 4 total home runs as they beat the Blue Jays in Toronto, 6-3. German Marquez was victorious for the 5th time this season, leading the O's to victory over the Yankees, 4-3. Ray Dorda earned the victory while striking out 11 as the Brewers took care of the Tigers, 3-2. Kyle Lewis added 3 RBIs to his total, leading the M's to the win over Kansas City, 6-2. The White Sox relief pitcher, number 34, got his 2nd W of the season, helping the White Sox dispose of the Twins, 5-4. Also from Minnesota, Colby Rasmus reached a very nice milestone in his career yesterday by collecting his 1,000th major league hit. The Angels amassed 14 hits in the game as they sealed the game with a walk-off win against the Mets, 8-7. The A's totaled 11 hits as a team as they took down the Fish in Miami, 6-2. The St. Louis Cardinals totaled 11 hits as they got the best of the Phillies in Citizens Bank Park, 9-4. Manuel Margot was a clutch performer at the dish with 4 RBIs as the Padres were winners over the Reds, 5-2. Robbie Ray picked up win number 8 this year, helping lead the Diamondbacks to a victory over Atlanta, 3-0. The Rockies completed a 3-game series sweep as they nabbed the win against the visiting Cubs, 7-4. The Los Angeles Dodgers launched 3 home runs as they bested the visiting Nats, 7-2. The Indians combined to give up just 5 hits as they got the win over the Giants in San Francisco, 5-4. In other news from Cleveland, starting pitcher Corey Kluber is currently listed as day-to-day. He's dealing with lower back pain. That's the show for today. Tune in tomorrow for all the latest news and rumors as the trade deadline approaches. Good Thursday morning to you, Show Nation. Let's jump right in. beginning of the work week, and welcome to Inside the Show. Starting in the AL East, the Baltimore Orioles brought out the brooms in a 3-game sweep as they defeated the Rays in extra innings 4-3. At the moment, the Rays sit in 4th place in the American League East division, 10 games out of first, while the Orioles are at the bottom of the division, 10.5 back. The Minnesota Twins earned the 3-game series sweep as they took down the Red Sox on the road 4-0. The win was their 5th straight as a team. In other Red Sox news, starting pitcher David Price will not be in the lineup for the next couple of days. He is dealing with a strained lat muscle. In other news from Minnesota, Carlos Rodon punched out his 200th batter of the season in yesterday's action. Looking at the standings, the Red Sox are in 3rd place in the AL East. They trail first by 4 games, while the Twins are leading the Central Division. They have a small half-game advantage. Giancarlo Stanton grabbed 3 runs driven in, helping lead the Yankees to a win over the Royals 5-4. He is currently among the AL leaders in batting average. Also in Yanks news, relief pitcher Adam Warren is listed as day-to-day, but is not expected to see any time on the DL. He's dealing with a blister on his finger. Right now, the Royals are in 3rd place in the AL Central. They're 17.5 games out of first, while the Yankees are in 2nd place in the AL East. They're 2 games back. The Toronto Blue Jays smacked 15 team hits as they pulled off the win against the Angels in Orange County, 7-5. Heading into today, the Angels are atop the American League West. They are more than 10 games ahead of second. And the Blue Jays sit atop the American League East Division, 2 games up on 2nd place. The White Sox broke up their 5-game losing skid as they bested the visiting Indians 4-3. As of today, the White Sox sit in last place in the American League Central Division. They're over 20 games out of first. And the Indians are 2nd in the division, but they currently lead the AL wildcard race. The Colorado Rockies grabbed 13 hits in the game as they took down the Tigers in Detroit 3-2. At the moment, the Tigers are in 4th place in the AL Central. They're over 20 games out of first, while the Rockies are in 3rd. Hi, everyone, and welcome to this Saturday morning edition of Inside the Show. Let's take a look at the latest news from around Major League Baseball. Kenta Maeda got the win throwing 8 shutout innings as the Dodgers took care of the Bronx Bombers 1-0.